very front ones will come forward, and these up here go back. And it just seems that my hair does better that way. You don't have to do yours that way, but it just seems like I do better with mine that way. So this is where my hair is usually the curliest, is the bottom and the back. So I have to kind of make sure that I haven't slept on it funky and it's not waving towards my scalp. And I usually try to take the curling iron as close as I can to get that smooth. And usually if I take one back, then I take the next one the opposite direction. And again, that just prevents them from falling back into those rolls. I took that one forward, so I'm taking this one backwards. This is the piece I take back, because this part is kind of goes in with my bangs, and I like to keep these out of my way, and they do better when I take them back instead of forward. And this piece is coming towards my face. Key is, guys, just making sure you get those ends smooth. Nobody likes those crinkly ends. Okay, that looks like it's going to do good. And then do the same thing over here. I'm just going to start taking pieces by feel and just curling them every which way. Don't forget, guys, if you're curling your hair, you need to use some good products on your hair to help protect it from the heat. My regimen is pretty simple. I use It's a Tin Silk Line with my shampoo, conditioner, leave-in spray, and I use the blow dry serum. It's called a smoothing balm. This is a wonderful product. And then I use the Kenra blow dry spray. Excellent product. It allows your hair to dry 40% faster. It protects the hair from the heat, and your hair is really soft and shiny after you use it. It takes very little to do what it's supposed to do. It actually, I mean, people think, oh, how can it dry the hair faster? Well, it does. It shrinks the water molecules, making them smaller, and then it dries the hair quicker because of that, saving the hair from dryness, damage. And I use it at work at my station. It is a must tool product for me to have for when I'm busy, because it gets it helps me be more efficient, obviously, because I'm drying people's hair quicker and getting them out of my chair faster. So you always want to use some heat protectant on your hair. Those two things I showed you both have a heat protectant factor in them, so my hair is double protected right now. And the fact that I just don't have the heat extremely high on my iron. Like I said, 350 for most people is plenty hot. unless you have some ethnic type of hair, that your hair is super, super natural curly, or you just have, you know, I'll say, you know, Asian hair, or some sort of hair that's just got a huge amount of curl that just will not, just won't otherwise, you know, do anything with it, then you shouldn't go above that. And still, I think 425 to 450, which is most of these irons, is way too hot. So the rule of thumb, like I said, if your hair is smoking, take it down a couple notches. Okay, about done with this side. Get that piece out of my way for just a second. Too much hair right there for me to go forward. I have to take that little piece back a little bit away from my face. After you do this enough, you're just going to be able to feel and just kind of do it by feel. You don't really have to be very precise as far as exact partings or whatever, but I'm very fortunate. I can get good 2 days out of this, depending on if I've worked out or if I've sweated or whatever, but I can still use a dry shampoo the second and third day, and sometimes I do have to recurl it if I've sweated a lot, but my hair doesn't get dirty really easily, and it dries very nicely even after I've sweated. So I know that sounds gross to some people, but my hair just doesn't look or feel dirty, so I don't wash it as much as some people think that I should, but it saves my hair from being dry. So this works well for me. Some people it doesn't, but it does for me. Okay, I'm going to take my bang down. And these I divide into 2 sections, and because my part is here, I don't mess with the natural part because it just goes there anyway. And I'll take these back, smoothing them at the scalp all the way up, and just taking them over to the side a little bit. I don't leave it on there too long on the front because I don't want it kinky or tight when it smooths out. I just want to give it the direction to go away from my face. So same thing with this little piece right here. Goes back and away from my face and down. Okay. So in the time that I've curled the rest of my hair, all these up here have had a chance to cool. I'll let you see what this looks like before I take everything down. Just kind of willy-nilly curls everywhere, no rhyme or reason. Okay, I'm just going to start taking my clips down. And this part I just flip my head and I just run my fingers. Sometimes I use my big tooth comb and I'll just comb everything smooth. So I'll just flip my head over, smooth everything out. Go through it, just get everything separated. And there it is. Show you the back.